Okay, good. So, game to Biggels, Miko. This time we're on Ephemeron. We've got our Terran player Biggels in the top left of this map, and Miko, the Protoss player, in the bottom right. So, hang on. There we go. Best of three, and oh no, I've got the. How have I done this? Where? Hang on. There we go. Miko is 1-0 up. So, opening up, it looks like Biggels is going for this gas first build again, and that's all right as long as he gets as long as it doesn't delay the barracks going down. It's kind of okay to have the refinery up and built. It's not going to really make a great deal of difference overall to his build. So here comes the barracks. I noticed that there is not a worker being built at present, and that is, in this early point in the game, you really have to make sure that you're just continuously building workers. This little fella's lost. He was looking for the way in here and has failed to find it or something. So he doesn't know what's happening. He's just like wondering what's going on. He's like, should there be a base here? Should there be some sort of like structures? Should there be a nexus? I don't know. What's happening here? Where am I? He doesn't know. Anyway, this is where he should be. He should be in his opponent's base, having a look around, going, ooh, 2 gas. That's quite early for 2 gas. Your gateway hasn't even finished up yet. Double gas, eh? What sort of filth? What sort of cheeses require 2 gas? Forge, very early forge as well. Am I gonna get cannons in like this? That's what he should be wondering. Not, I wonder, is this a good place to build a depot? Anyway, that's what he's done. In the turn base, look, we've got an engineering bay, very useful building. Allows you to build a turret, and turrets are A, detectors, and B, shoot flying stuff. So when you're playing against Protoss, really common opening build for Protoss is to crank out an Oracle, and the reason for that is Oracles are fast. They do rapid damage to light units, so you can send them into your opponent's base. There's a very good chance you'll get a few worker kills, depending on how quickly your opponent reacts and sort of runs the workers away from it. You can get anywhere between like a couple of worker kills to, if your opponent doesn't react at all, 16 worker kills. And a turret is a really easy way to stop the Oracle. Oracles are rapid, but they're also very squishy. They fall out of the sky pretty easily. So if you've built a turret in the middle of your mineral line here, it just means when that Oracle comes, it will not really be able to get as much done as it perhaps otherwise could. The other thing that Engineering Bay does, it allows you to upgrade your units so you can get attack upgrades and armor upgrades for your little Marines. So Marines being built, another barracks being built. This guy looks like he's waiting to build a command center. It's going to take a little while to save up the money for that, but I am all for expanding pretty early in the game. Don't know about this. Looks like a very interesting and unusual place to build a barracks, with indeed a turret as well. So inside the Protoss base, we've got Twilight Council coming down. We've got the Forge is busy upgrading attack, and I personally, playing against Terran, you are as a Protoss much better to upgrade armor first. The reason for that is because Marines do small amounts of damage rapidly and repeatedly, so armor has has a bigger effect on the outcome of a battle than attack does. These 5 Marines are not going to fare that well against what's here. There's a Zealot that can get up in their face, and there's a couple of Stalkers behind it. So Stalkers outrange Marines slightly, and they will be able to focus this stuff on pretty quickly. So when Miko notices that he's being shot, goes down here, 3 Stalkers, this will very much seal off this little batch of Marines. And it does. Doesn't quite manage to get the Zealot there. So again, I think I mentioned it in game 1. It's probably worth remembering, if you look at that and you think, well, that's pretty broken. There's like 4 Marines and there was 4 Protoss units, and the Protoss didn't lose anything. Do bear in mind that these units all cost way more than Marines. Even just the Zealot is twice the price for a Marine, and a Stalker is closer to 4 times the price of a Marine. So getting a Reaper up into this place is a great idea, but don't stand and fight, because Reapers, that's not really how to use a Reaper. What you want to do, you see the way I can jump up the cliff, you want to run it in, and you want to just sprint around the back here, you know, maybe fire a few rounds off the workers. Normally when I scout with a Reaper like that, I don't really expect to kill the worker. You know, if I do, that's a bonus, but that's not really what I'm here for. I'll throw grenades into the mineral line, and my opponent is forced then to pull the workers out of the way so that they don't die, and I fully expect them not to lose any workers, but it's more the hassle that you cause. You know, the Reaper comes in, you've got to pull your workers, that's 16 workers that aren't mining for even for a short amount of time. That's annoying. You're using up a little bit of your opponent's micro, you're annoying them, but more importantly than that, you are looking around their base and you're seeing what they've got. So that hello, that Reaper that did get in got to see not that much. Had he, instead of standing like shooting randomly, had he continued, he would have seen these structures, he would have seen that there was a Templar Archives, he would have seen how much, if he wanted to, gas was mined, he would have seen the forge over here, all of those types of things, useful information. You know, I say that at this stage of the tournament, how many of our players actually, if they did have a look around the base, would know what any of it meant? How many of our Terran players, if they saw these things, would have any idea what that means? I don't know. But anyway, it's, you know, it's good practice to get into for later in the tournament when you do know what that stuff means. So Reapers coming out from here, and you know, a big sort of filthy send in loads of Reapers and wreck your opponent's mineral line is a valid strategy, and it can work. You do have to manage it reasonably well. So you're going to need, you know, about 6 Reapers is a good number. And what you want to do is run in around the back here, and they will, you know, 6 Reapers can actually kill the workers in a mineral line pretty quickly and efficiently, and ideally then run out again so that you don't lose any of the Reapers. And it also means you can then run back in at a later time. This Templar is just wandering about looking for a fight. The Templars we saw in action in the last game, so the Templar Archives, I believe, has already researched Storm. You have to look at the upgrades, there we go. So that Templar can make a big difference to the fight against Marines. The Storm ability does have to be casted, so it doesn't just happen automatically. So if you're the sort of player that likes to just kind of hit A and win, A click for the win, then Templars possibly aren't for you, because you do have to micro them a little bit, but it's not that taxing. You know, with your army, you tab through until you're on the High Templars, and then you, oh no, don't. All those Reapers are dead. The Reapers, they're no good in a stand-up fight. They're really not. Yeah, so as I was saying, Templars do have to be microed a little bit. You know, with your army highlighted, tab through until you're on Templars, and you hit T and you drop the Storm, and it is well worth doing. If, however, that sounds like too much like artwork, don't storm buildings, though it doesn't do anything. If that sounds too much like artwork, then go for different units. So what you can do is join 2 Templars together to make something called an Archon. And Archons can be quite good. You know, I like that Biggels is attacking with his Marines. He just doesn't have enough. Not even close to enough. You know, not by a long shot. Those are definitely all going to die. And the other issue that I've got here is these Marines have just no upgrades whatsoever. You know, if you're going to be doing a Marine heavy build, the very first thing you need to be doing is getting Combat Shield. You need to be getting your +1 attack. You need to be getting Stim. All of those things need to come out as well. You know, Biggels never did continue building workers early in the game, and that's why he can't really afford much of an army. You know, if we look, the minerals are low, but look, he's only got 8 workers mine in here, and here we are at the 9-minute mark. There's there's 1 down here. I mean, that's awkward. You start the game with 12 workers mining, so to be at the 9-minute mark and have less than that is not ideal. Whereas, you know, if we go over here and look by comparison at our Protoss base, there's 37 workers in total. There's 10 mining minerals there. There's a further 13 mining minerals there. You know, it's more, isn't it? It's more. And that's why this Protoss can afford much more stuff. bigger income, can afford more stuff. So it looks very suspiciously like a click for the win is what's about to happen. Yeah, upgrade the Marines so that they do much better. Combat shield in particular doesn't cost much, and just, you know, Marines have 45 health. With combat shield they have 55. That's a marked improvement. So that's a very worthwhile upgrade. As a Terran, build things like siege tanks. Siege tanks, as everybody knows, are completely broken units. They do splash damage, and they can do it from roughly the other side of the map. So, you know, those are the sorts of things you need to have a chance. This is a bit grit. You know, if there was a siege tank here, this entire army would get obliterated because the splash damage on this ramp would just be insufferable. The Marines were running forward there instead of getting into the bunker. This is, it's not by shambles, but it certainly hasn't gone the way that Biggels would have liked. So, you know, for me in this second game, and weirdly it wasn't something that happened in the first game, for me the big mistake here for Biggels was that he just didn't build workers. Just didn't build any workers, stopped building workers very early in the game, and therefore just didn't have the income to support buying a big old army, and so didn't have one. What I did like was that he tried to get aggressive, he did send out some units and have a little pop in his pants. Yeah, would have liked to have seen the Reapers put to better use, but you know, anyway, we learned. That's the point. GG.